Hi, I'm Nancy Clark.
And I'm Amory Wallace-Phillips.
We're the Hospice and Bereavement Coordinators with VO in Oxford, and this is Morning Chats with Anne-Marie and Nancy. Cheers, Anne-Marie.
Cheers, Nancy.
We are filming over Zoom today to maintain social distancing and to follow the stay-at-home orders the government has mandated. And we are going to talk about complicated grief today. So take it away, Anne-Marie.
Thanks, Nancy. So as we know, grief can be messy and it can be ugly. It challenges our core beliefs and shatters our world assumptions. Many times when Nancy and I are doing our bereavement assessments, we're often asked, is what I'm feeling normal or am I losing my mind? I feel like I'm losing my mind and forgetting everything. But as you remember from our previous morning chats, grief encompasses many domains in our lives, such as social, physical, emotional, occupational, and cognitive.
Right.
So how does an individual know when their grief is complicated and when a person should seek out support?
Mm-hmm.
So the first 2 or 3 months after a loss, the symptoms of complicated grief will be almost impossible to detect. At this stage, the stages of grief are expected to be pervasive and intense, and deep grief is not necessarily a sign of emotional and psychological imbalances. But if the grief seems to intensify as more time passes or persists for 6 months or longer, complicated grief may develop, and this may be a very good time to seek professional support. So I'm going to let Nancy describe some of the signs of complicated grief.
Sure. Thanks, Anne-Marie. And I'm really glad that you pointed out that in those early days, it is just such an overwhelming sea of pain and hurt that
Absolutely.
There's no way to tell if you're having a complicated situation because it's all so unbearable.
Yeah.
So some of the signs of complicated grief may be, and again, this is after about 6 months or longer, if there is an obsession with the departed person, they completely obsess all of your day-to-day thoughts, and this is expressed through your speech and your behavior. That everything you talk about, everything you think about, and every action you take is with that person in mind. If the pain seems so deep and so unbearable that it never seems to lift, that from the moment you wake up, open your eyes in the morning, that unbearable weight of pain is so heavy and it doesn't lift at all for you. Pessimistic expressions of doom, gloom, and despair of life in general. That again, they're just so invasive, and every moment is overcome with these feelings of doom and gloom and despair, that there's no levity at all or no lift of that in your day. You can carry on, Anne-Marie, with a few.
Many times complicated grief, there'll be sleeping problems, insomnia or sleeping at odd hours, lack of attention to grooming or personal appearance, not having the energy or the willpower to, have a shower, refusing to leave the home, persistent anger and bitterness towards the world, distracting performances on the job, or inability to engage with others or take interest in things that you used to be able to do or enjoyed. Also, a worsening of any pre-existing mental health conditions, especially, depression, anxiety, substance abuse. Strong attachments to mementos and reminders of the departed person, or a strong aversion to these reminders. The inability to manage day-to-day affairs or be attentive to activities of daily living, cooking a meal, once again, maybe going to school. Also, behaviors that seem very reckless, impulsive, or potentially self-destructive. Another warning sign or signal that a person may have complicated grief is increased talk of suicide or an actual suicide attempt. Please keep in mind that all of these signs of complicated grief can be worked through with professional support. And we urge you, if you are grieving and if you do have any of these signs or symptoms, either self-acknowledging them or if other people have, maybe pointed it out into your life, we strongly encourage you to go to your family doctor or seek professional support.
And in our roles, Anne-Marie and I do connect with people whose needs, they do surpass what our volunteer peer-led program can provide. So we certainly can help support individuals in the moment and also make referrals on for a more professional support that can address higher feelings of grief or complications. So that's definitely something we can assist with as well. For more information, contact us by phone or email, or visit voinoxford.ca. And again, subscribe to our channel so you can catch up on all of our previous morning chat videos. Thanks again. Take care.
Thanks for watching. Take good care.